Okay, everyone, thanks for tuning in again to the Stock Market Plan, Stock Market Watch. This one is for April 20th, Monday. So we want to go ahead and look at this market real quick. Looking at the SPY, of course, that's what we look at to gauge the overall market health. Mirrors the S&P 500, right? So, basically right now, what we have is exactly what we have been talking about here for the last week or two of this market, getting to this level over here of heavy resistance. Think of this as a huge, very thick ceiling, and the market's been trying to, get through this thing here in the last week or so, bumping its head. Now, it has been doing it in quiet volume, right? We spoke about consolidation. This is actually a phase. It is called consolidation. The market does consolidate at higher levels, at lower levels, before it sets itself to go higher or lower. So totally normal what we're going through right now. So basically that's what we've got. The market is just sitting there bumping its head, right? And this is something that we've been talking about this. There are some things out there working, some industry, some sectors that are working. The biomedical field, the drug makers, I guess are riding the coattail here of this COVID-19. There's been a lot of names. I've mentioned some of them here on the channel. I've mentioned, Gilead Sciences, Moderna, so many of them that are, and whenever that happens, whenever an industry group does well because of certain leaders, there's also other companies that get brought up because of that are in the same group. And there's a saying in the stock markets, even rusty boats rise in high tide. So they might not be great companies, but they do partake in the move because the actual industry group is doing so well. And you're getting to see a lot of that in this phase that the drug maker is going through right now. So other than that, there's a couple of other things that are working out there, but we're looking as I always tell you, we got to look at markets first, right? We got to look at this market. And here it is, right? Bumping its head right here. So it's almost like it's just shackled right here. Totally normal, but it is what it is, right? It's having a real hard time getting above this level, right? And why is this important? Why is this important? You've heard me talk about this before. 3 out of 4 stocks will move in the general directions of the market. Not because I said so, because that's what's happened in the last 200 years, right? And if you don't believe me, try to find something that worked during this period right here, right? Nothing worked, right? You couldn't find anywhere that, other than cash, really, that worked during this period. Even gold, or like the gold buyers, right? They're like, oh yeah, buy gold when everything goes awry. Well, even gold took a dive here. So, the markets are trying to sort it out right now. This is totally normal. We have this phase right now of consolidation, and at the end of this, and actually at this juncture, we can actually draw another trend line here now because we have enough data. Let me do that right now. Okay, I just drew this line right here, right? It's an ascending line, right? So now the market's getting compressed here. Something should happen here this week, either to the upside or the downside. Normally what happens is you get a strong move one way or the other when the market gets compressed like this, when price gets compressed between two trend lines. That being, in this case, this ceiling and this one that I just drew right here. So it could either be a new breakdown to the downside, or it could be a new leg up, pushing right through this resistance level. That is yet to be seen, but that's what I'll be looking for here this week. See how the market behaves. There's a lot of news out there, a lot of noise about another stimulus package. I guess both sides of the aisle are working on this thing, and whether we need it or not, I'll leave that to the talking heads. In the meantime, we'll pay close attention to price, because as you always hear me say, price knows first, right? Now, price is telling me that it's undecided, right? Totally normal when you get this sideways moving action here, just like this. Okay, so again, also volume quieting down. The activity slowing down some, right? You see the decline here, right? Let me draw a line here so you see that better. So we see that volume decreasing, activity decreasing, market settling down, moving sideways. It's a Just a classic consolidation phase, which is exciting because something should happen this week, either a new leg to the downside or a new leg up to the upside. So in the meantime, we'll sit on our hands and check it out. As I told you about a week ago, I'm in 25% stocks, 75% cash. Reason being, it's obvious. Hello, we have this huge roof right here, but I wanted to partake in this move because it is a move. Whether I like it or not, the market is in a confirmed uptrend, and it's losing a little legs. It's losing its legs a little bit, but regardless, it's still intact, right? Until it breaks down below this trend line and these critical support levels here, I'm thinking, the move is to go higher. Now, dipping the toes in, right? Not going all at once. This market has to prove itself, right? And right now it's saying that it's having a real tough issue getting above this resistance right here. So basically that's what I got for you today. I mean, it's really, it is what it is. I mean, we've been looking at this thing now for way back here, right? Over a month now I've been publishing these videos and I've been telling you about this. And here it is, coming to fruition, right? Bumping its head up against this resistance level. Yet to be seen what's going to happen. So we'll be paying close attention. And you'll probably hear it here first, free of all the noise, free of all the chatter, of all the news here and there. And there's a lot of noise out there. So let's pay attention to price. That's what I'm paying attention to. And we'll see what happens from here on out. Looking forward to helping you guys navigate through these markets. But right now, I tell you, it's pretty easy. It's being pretty, it's actually pretty predictable what's happening. So it's good when things work out like this. So again, 25% stocks, 75% cash, simply because of this resistance level right here. And that can change tomorrow, right? But we'll just have to see. If this thing starts to break down, I'll be raising cash again. So been at it from around here somewhere. I think I called it 25% stock, so we're looking good. We'll just have to see now what plays out, okay? Nothing crazy. It's not rocket science. Everything that I've been talking to you about, it's basically happening. So looking forward to the what the market brings this week as it tightens up here in this range right here. It's really something will be very telling the way it behaves once it gets into these tighter ranges right here into this space. Okay guys, that's basically what I got for you today. Just make sure that you click on that subscribe button, so as the news starts to hit on this market and things start to move, you get that a nice alert from me and telling you, hey, we're going this or we're going that way, what the probability is. Because again, as always, 3 out of 4 stocks moving the general directions of the market, right? Going to be driving that thing home here for you guys, because you got to understand that the instrument is not as important when you start thinking that way. I mean, yeah, you have this great stock with this great new product or service. Really, when you start looking at things this way, it really almost becomes irrelevant, because try to find something that worked in this area right here, right? When we had this massive drop, nothing worked, right? I'm not telling you, it is what it is. That's what it was, right? There was nothing working here. So the same thing can happen on the upside, all right? And it will. It will. It's just a matter of time. But until then, we have to wait for the market to give us more data. So make sure you click subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get these alerts, okay? And we'll catch you next time. Have a good one.